All right, good afternoon, everybody. We're really excited about our opener here as we continue our preparation. I know I've been really excited about the way our guys are practicing and preparing for their first game in fall camp. I know yesterday we had a little different Sunday. Usually we have a corrections practice, but this was a preparation practice for our upcoming opponent, and a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm on the field, and that can only give you a chance to keep improving. So we're excited and looking forward to the opener out at the Alaris Center, and hope we can put on a good show for our followers and get off to a great start to the 2023 season. A little bit on our opponent. We played them in the past, and Coach Stepsis and his staff, I have a lot of respect for the way they play the game and their guys play the game. And the one thing that always impresses me, if you don't look at the scoreboard when you're watching their games, you don't ever know what the score is. These guys play hard for 4 quarters, and that's really impressive, the way they perform. And they played on the road in tough environments, and we know the Alaris Center can be a tough environment, but they were at Idaho last year playing a playoff team, at North Dakota State on the road last year. So we expect a team that's going to come in and play hard with a lot of energy. Their starting quarterback is Bailey, led them to 3 straight wins last year. His only starts there, but he is a senior and has a lot of experience, and I think they really rally around him, and he gives that offense a lot of confidence. Offensively, big up front, over 3 guys over 300, or 4 guys over 300 in their 2 deep. That'll start. And they play with big personnel, 2 tight ends and a fullback. And that's the way they want to play football. So that's what we're going to prepare for offensively, is a lot of big personnel, and have to be ready for the change-ups that they do. And, with first games, as always, you don't know for sure what they're really going to do. Defensively, play really sound. Coach Steps' background is defense, so they've been doing a lot of the same things for a number of years, which is play really sound and make you drive the football. They have a top player. Finn Claypool is on the Buchanan Award watch list as an edge guy, and he's very athletic and had a really good year as a freshman, and they expect big things from him, and we expect a challenge from him as well as their entire defense. So we're excited to go, and with that, we'll open it up for questions.
Okay, Coach. Yourself and Coach Freund talked a lot at Media Day about having a athlete-led kind of leadership. Can you expand on that? Just what does that look like, and when did you start recognizing that?
Well, I think we started recognizing it back in December after our season in 2022, and January when the guys came back. And when you feel like the guys are really looking for more and want to elevate our program, you have to give them opportunities to do that and empower them to lead the team. And it can be simple things like getting the team together away from the practice field and away from the office. And those things, build healthy relationships. I think, our training table, we've really encouraged our guys to get in there and spend some time together. It's no different than a family. If you eat together, you get to know each other. And by getting to know each other, you learn how to trust each other more. So there were some things that we really felt we could help our guys to lead, and we really trust that they'll do a great job of it. And up to this point, it feels different, that and there's no guarantees that it's going to change the scoreboard or guarantee results, but it just feels different, and that's what we're talking about.
Seeing big personnel from Drake, did you feel like you struggled with that down the stretch with playing Weber and North Dakota State, that maybe implement bigger personnel, or was that not an off-season issue? What did you think?
Yeah, I think you always want to learn from the past, and we got to defend the run better. We know that. We got to defend the run better, and we got to eliminate explosive plays, and that was the point of emphasis in the spring of 2023. It was a point of emphasis in fall camp, and it's going to be a point of emphasis as we begin our 2023 season. If you look at any level of football, the most successful defenses, defend the run really well. And it's different nowadays how teams run the football. It isn't always big personnel, but you got to be able to get into favorable downs for the defense. And if teams can run it and get into 2nd and 5 or less, 3rd and short, the game becomes more difficult on defense. So that's been an emphasis, and that'll be a challenge for our guys as we move forward into the season.
Want me to keep going? Okay. A new era defensively, essentially, with Joel Schweigert taking over as defensive coordinator. Is there anything you've sensed as a different vibe or a different emphasis, or what's the feeling of a Joel Schweigert defense so far?
Well, I think at this point, the guys, along with Joel and the defensive staff, some of the things that we've done, we made a big deal about some fundamental things, creating turnovers. It was a big deal in fall camp. We celebrated those, whether it was on the field or in the meetings at night. We wanted to make a big deal because we know when we create turnovers, we create scoring opportunities for our team and for the offense. But, it gets a little bit different in fall camp. You want your offense to take care of the ball, and that's been one of the things we've done a really good job of. But we also wanted to create some turnovers and just really make a big deal of that, because it is a big deal. It really helps you on Saturday afternoons. And some other things, just doing a better job of teaching our base defense and the understanding of it and why we're doing it, and helping our guys. We got to be able to play some younger guys. We know that you need depth, and when you're playing younger guys, it's got to be simple so they can play fast, because guys that are thinking too much can't play fast. So those are some of the things we really emphasized, and now we get to put it to a test. Everything you're practicing is to be tested on Saturday, and we're looking forward to that test. And I'm really pleased with the amount of time and effort our defensive staff put into those types of things to simplify, to create excitement and real enthusiasm when we're doing well, and to make corrections when they need to be made.
Coach, obviously it's a very long off season. You have spring ball, summer training, and then you get into fall camp. Is there a different sort of energy? Once you hit each of those benchmarks, you're getting a little closer to game day, but now it's game week. What are you kind of feeling within the locker room?
I think there always is. I think, as you get closer to game week, the first day of fall camp is really exciting. The first day of spring ball is really exciting. Then as it goes on, it's more challenging to keep that same enthusiasm. And I always feel like the week before game week is one thing you got to challenge your guys to keep a lot of energy out on the practice field. And, this week, our guys love to play. They're Division I football players, so they love to play games and getting ready for games. So we expect a lot of energy this week just because the game is closer and we're getting close to that opener.
Tagging off of that last question, obviously spring ball and fall camp, you're working really hard to work on those fundamentals, the things that you're wanting to prepare for that first game. But what does the preparation kind of look like for this week? Are the practices a little bit shorter? What is that mentality?
Well, much more Drake focused, preparing for an opponent. We did introduce it last week of fall camp, and this week, it's more in-season practices, a lot of work teams, and taking more and more of a look at what Drake is going to do and trying to figure that out and then make the adjustments and make corrections. Sunday was a little bit different. We had a game one practice week rather than a corrections practice. And then Tuesday and Wednesday will be our big work days, and really got to implement a lot of the offense and the defense. And Thursday and Friday, it's polishing it up. So that's what goes on this week.
Obviously, you said playing some of those younger kids is going to be a big point for this season, and we're getting in closer and closer to Saturday. But you've been here a long time leading this team. Do you ever get those first game jitters as the game approaches, or are you pretty calm and sound?
I get first game jitters. I get every game jitters. Coaching's fun, and I think that's part of the reason that we do it for a long time. The guys that stayed in for a long, long time. Competing is fun, and I enjoy watching the guys play, and to see them do well and improve, that's part of the process. But the pregame jitters are always going to be there. I don't sleep night before games. I don't sleep night after games because you feel like you can always do better for the guys. But this is something that just doesn't get old for me. It really hasn't changed.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you.